back. I'm back and I'm ready to share the entire experience with you. So stay tuned. Be sure you've gone to the bathroom, gotten something to drink. Depending on what time of day, you can make it wine or coffee. But I am so glad you're here. And if you could please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. You don't have to give me the thumbs up till the end when you really know how you feel. But I wanted to give this introduction and apologize. I very rarely apologize, but I do know that my videography skills are somewhat challenged, and so the video through the shop may require a little bit of Dramamine before you view. So stay tuned for that. And then after all of the shop view and a few of the workshop views, I will come back to you and talk to you about the experience and the haul. So let's get going. Well, I landed, I checked into the hotel, and I'm now going to do some shopping at the Attic Needlework. I'm going to take you around inside. The shop has kind of slowly cleared out as people are starting to go to dinner, so it'll be a nice little visit.
Baby, I meet you out back, we're gonna boogie. All right, Melissa, go girl. You guys are so awesome humoring me. Okay.
Welcome back. I hope you survived that jaunt, that short jaunt. Now let's get on to the experience of Bristol 3. What really surprised me, and I admit I came in with some judgment, which I now realize it was my own bag of hammers, and that was that you have to be an extraordinary stitcher and a sampler aficionado to enjoy a sampler or Bristol retreat. And that, I am here to tell you, is absolutely false. I went into the weekend somewhat nervous because I wasn't sure there was a Prairie School or Santa stitcher in the group, but I'm one of those people that always wants to experience something at least once. And I have to tell you, this experience was so over-the-top extraordinary for me that I cannot wait to be able to attend another retreat at the attic. With that said, you really need to, number one, get on the Attic's newsletter email list, because there are several events that she puts on every year, and also to get on the newsletter for Acorns and Threads, because there are some extraordinary events coming to the Pacific Northwest also. I think it's really important that we, especially as we age, to step outside our boxes and embrace the unknown, because it gives you a little bit of strength and power to move forward in this world. I've never wanted to be the person who hides out in the closet, I guess would be. And so I can't tell you enough how this experience has given me another boost to that strength that comes down in a family line. We are all strong people, and even if we weren't, we can become stronger. And I'm so glad that I went. Not only for the experience, but the people, to meet other stitchers and to understand the desire and the motivation. It's infectious. And I enjoyed every minute. There was truly only one moment that I can say I could have lived without. And the venue was absolutely lovely, and the people at the hotel were over the top helpful and wanting to have your experience be top notch. And Jean, at the attic, and all of her crew put on a fantastic event. Meals were fabulous, the food was fabulous, but the only thing that I would say was really, I don't know how to say this, but I'm going to tell you, is if you're traveling alone and you have a room by yourself and you're walking around getting up to the bathroom and going to sit on the toilet naked, know that there is a full-length mirror across from the bathroom in the closet that faces you when you're on the toilet. I can't tell you, my first thought was, why in the heck did I breastfeed? It was absolutely shocking. So really, that was the only thing about the whole event that I can say I could have done without. I could have done without that view. Everything else was fantastic. And I know I'm going to forget some highlights and some people, but every single person I met was absolutely lovely. Absolutely. And I have never laughed so hard in my entire life. In fact, I overpacked some things, and what didn't get included in my packing to go to this event was a package of Depends. I probably needed Depends because you just nonstop laughing. You are just nonstop laughing. But there were so many lovely people, and Jean, you just kept getting gifts after gift after gift, and the shopping was extraordinary, besides the fact that some lovely people were sharing things with me that even though I wasn't sitting at their table, I'm just, yeah, it was amazing. So I wanted to show you a few things that I received that absolutely fantastic. So this little, I just was admiring this, and then all of a sudden someone came over and said, I heard that you were admiring this. And she goes, I want you to have it. I was like, absolutely not, because I know how much work goes into something like this. I am a quilter, and I have never in my entire life made a Dresden plate quilt, but here is a Dresden plate table mat by Renee, and it is absolutely beautiful. And do you notice the color scheme? Yeah, it's going to have some bee-themed vase in the center of this. Isn't that, it's a work mat, but it's so gorgeous. And I really appreciated that. I was surprised. And then the next table behind me was Carrie, who gave everyone at her table. Of course, I sat at the table with Janine and Jean and Pat and her niece, and now, granted, Jean was absolutely generous, but what happens is that a lot of people at these events will make little things for their table mates. Yeah, I'm just saying, Janine, I'm just saying. Yeah. Well, okay, let's get on with it, okay? So, I love this kind of stuff because, I'm always buying little teacups and little vases and stuff to make pincushions out of. But this, by Carrie and her friends, they are into making pincushions with salt cellars. If you know what they are, they're like individual little things that you might you know, if you have a fancy meal, you put a little salt and you pinch out of that. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. It is tiny. But her workmanship in creating this was top notch. I give her an A. And look at the bottom. I am like, I love all that kitschy little stuff. It's like amazing. And then look at this. Oh, is that not, and I'm going to have to make some of these. I think it's in my, it's for Orts, or candy. Actually, there was candy in there, but Janine ate it all. So, yeah, you can't leave candy around Janine. Let me just tell you. That. Not really. She's absolutely lovely. So, it was, what was amazing was a lot of these people go to multiple retreats, and so they only cross paths at these retreats, and it's like they saw their long-lost friend, and I felt like everyone's long-lost friend. It was awesome. It was awesome. I didn't get much stitching done. I did not get much stitching done. I did finish my name tag. Yeah, absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And I know that one of the things that I was really, this is not going to go in any particular order. I'm going to be all over the board. So maybe even though it's maybe morning for you, you might want to have an alcoholic drink. Just saying. I was really glad that I had brought My Space. This is by Corey, and she sells bags and My Spaces out of Acorns and Threads, and so, you know, it just folds up, and so I could, it has a cup holder, a needle holder, a space where floss will stick to it, and it creates a space so when you have someone who's sitting next to you that's kind of hogging the table, they know where their space is, where the space is located. We were taught, this is absolutely not going to be in any particular order. The things we were taught was by Needlework Press, by Needlework Press, we were given a lesson and a history of paper, stitching on paper. It's a whole nother thing that I am deep diving into. And that is what this name tag was stitched on, was paper. I found it very satisfying. You don't even need glasses to stitch on this. But some of the examples, some of the historical examples of paper, you know, I didn't appreciate it. You know, you go to an antique store and you see like welcome or something in a frame, and I used to think, well, that's really, Well, when we were given the history and the information behind it, and we saw some additional historical pieces stitched on paper, I'm doing some. I'm just saying I'm doing some. And Needlework Press, they also, she and her daughter-in-law, also taught us hem stitching. I started it here. That is still a work in progress. And and the other thing that I was really excited that I had brought was my little Yazzie bag. This little Yazzie bag, holy moly, it was It held so much and all your important stuff. All your important stuff. And because we received so many wonderful little things. And there was a pop-up shop, and let me just show you a pop-up shop, and this is what I purchased from the pop-up shop, because, which I will show you shortly, I purchased some, wait for it, 56 count. Yeah, you heard right. I realized that on 56 count, none of my needle minders were going to be appropriate. So from Nancy's Needle Minders, I purchased, look at the tiniest little, tiny needle minder. And in the same pop-up shop, I purchased this needle minder because of the color, which I will explain later. And is that the tiniest button bottle you have ever seen? Yeah, so all these little tiny things traveled home in my tiny Yazzie bag. Tomato Love. Scissor decor. A tomato scissor Bristol. It says Bristol on it. Had to have that. And then I had to have this just because it was another scissor. Just, besides the fact when everyone's shopping, yeah, out of my way, you're hogging the, no, I wasn't that shopper. I wanted to be. I wanted to push down the person in front of me, but I was good. I was good. So, since this is Stitch Roadies, which means that nothing goes in any order, I'm going to tell you this is my new favorite drink, and it's Simple Truth Organic Seltzer Water Cucumber Melon. Yum. Yum. We got to the shop the first day, and it wasn't opened yet. There was, and so we walked around. It's in a strip mall. That's what we call here in the Pacific Northwest, is a strip mall. Not that anybody's stripping there, but it's like a long building that has little individual shops in it. And we saw a cafe, so we knew we were going to go back there for lunch. And it was a gluten-free, a lot of healthy options. But one of the things they had that I had to try was a kombucha, non-alcoholic kombucha, blueberry basil. But that's not why I bought it. I mean, it sounded really good, but it came in this gorgeous blue bottle. And I don't know if you're going to see, but around the edge is embossed some bees. I know. So I'm going to clean the label off, and I'm going to have it as a vase to hold flowers. Yeah, I brought that. I had to drink it and bring it on my suitcase, in my suitcase on the way home. And so I did get a notice of inspection in my suitcase that TSA opened it and rummaged around in there. They probably thought, why has this person got a jar of peanut butter? And that's the thing. I took some food with me because I wasn't sure, being vegan, if I would have options for food. So I took some basic crackers and peanut butter, and then I brought this empty bottle home. Well, I never even opened the peanut butter. I had absolutely fabulous food experiences. Okay, let's see. Gifts from Jean from the attic was this beautiful, gorgeous needle minder, not needle minder, scissor thingy majig, which is going to be perfect because that's the other thing is if you need a break, go ahead and take one. I know this is like so long, but the one thing, I'm not really good at sitting. I recognize that my ADHD kicks in when I'm in a crowd, and so I have a hard time sitting. That is the only reason I got this done, was I really wanted to listen to the lectures because they were so fascinating, and the individuals giving the lectures were so knowledgeable. And so how was I going to keep myself in my chair? Was to stitch, and that's why I was able to get this done, is I stitched that through the lectures. But when there wasn't a lecture, I was on the move. I was going from table to table, being a big snoop. And there was a theme from table to table, in terms of that at almost every table there was someone who had taken one of those, and they were different sizes, different colors of jewelry boxes, and gutted them and recreated a stitching box out of them. And when the first one, I went back and forth, and then I actually took it off the table when the person was gone, and took it over to Janine and said, look at this. And so not only was I buying cross-stitch, I was Amazon shopping on top of everything else. But the Contented Stitcher, Kim, her stitchy box was absolutely to die for. And although I'm not a pink person and it was pink, I ordered that, which I will show you because I don't have any information on it here. But I ordered the scissors, I ordered the box, and and then at another table, they talked about how on their little needle book, they put it together with this certain kind of paste, so I ordered the paste, and I just thought, G's going to be wondering what the heck is going on, that I'm at a needlework shop, I'm at an event, and there's product arriving at the house. But this is going to be absolutely lovely on the pink scissors that are arriving. And then there were just things that Jean passed out. I mean, and you'd walk away from your chair and there'd be something there when you came back. You don't even know who gave it to you. Beeswax in an adorable little bag. Attic needlework floss drops. In one of our gift bags, Jean included this tape measure. Here's this wooden, this wooden thing. This is a wooden thingamajig that holds silk thread. And it said Bristol 2023 on the top. I had to get that out. So did I get any stitching done besides my name tag? Absolutely not. I fell into bed every night, but on the plane I did get this heart done. And that was on so this is the only thing that actually of my personal stitching that got any bit of stitching done. So haul. Well, we were given a lot of haul. This is not just my fault. We were actually given lots of haul. Unfortunately for me, and fortunately, I shopped before the event started, and so the haul, I had no idea the amount of haul I was going to get. So let me just start with first day. I flew in. Oh, the National Guard's flying over. The first day when I flew in, and I had a direct flight, which was absolutely amazing. I went directly to the attic before I even... Did I go to my hotel first? Oh yeah, I did. I went to the hotel first, dropped my suitcase, and then they had a shuttle. They have a shuttle directly from that hotel to the needlework shop. Now, I do have an in that Janine works with Jean during this event, and so she would text me, do you want this? And this is the face she makes sometimes. Like, are you really gonna say no? And so I got this project bag. I need another project. But maybe this could be my 56 count project bag, because it's the Mad Hatter. I mean, really, it's the Mad Hatter, and it has this adorable little thread, and then pull, and then all this stuff, all this fun stuff in it. I mean, yeah, definitely. This is going to be the 56 count. What the heck are you thinking buying 56 count? There's an empty bag. Huh. Okay. I have been resisting. I had been to the attic before, and Jean is, she does really love 56 count, and I had resisted it before, but suddenly I remembered that I was at a retreat that was totally out of my comfort zone, and that that I have always been that person that wants to try something at least once in my lifetime. And I thought, if not now, when? So I went down that rabbit hole. Besides the fact that Michelle from Tabby Cat Linens had traveled all the way from Europe with some fabrics, and I had to give those a try too. And she was a hoot and a half. And the really good part is that I saw that Janine has brought home a fabric catalog from her. So you're going to be able to also possibly get some in various accounts, not 56 count maybe, but various accounts, her fabric. And her fabric is absolutely gorgeous. So let's see, what did I buy fabric-wise? I bought Country Mocha in 36 count, and that is, I believe, did I write? Yeah. Janine knows me. I take all this stuff over to her, and I said, why did I buy this? And she makes me write a little note, so I remember. So I bought this Country Mocha 36 count for this chart. This is one of the companion charts to Diligent, and I really wanted to do this one. I just love it. And Be Kind to One Another. And they, the mother and daughter-in-law of Needlework Press, were the ones that were teaching the hem stitching and some of the paper stitching. Okay, so fabric. Let's get the fabric out here, because my battery is going down. Oh, this one, though, the picture doesn't, the picture doesn't do it justice. This one is on 36 count oaken. Picture this plus. The model, though, was there, and it was stunning. It was absolutely stunning. And so I put the fabric there. Okay. You cannot just buy 56 count. You have to buy the appropriate thread and the appropriate needle and the appropriate needle minder. So this is 56 count cafe au lait, and this is red thread. It's a red thread in the needles and the needle minder. I was looking for this fabric, and so I bought it in 32 count because in one of the more recent cross-stitch books there was a really sweet pillow that was made out of this grandpa's shop rag, and I couldn't find it anywhere, so they had a pile of it, so I got it. And I bought this 56 count Tabby Cat wood smoke. And that is because I think someone, I believe it might have been Jean, someone was doing a small sampler with black on that wood smoke, and it was gorgeous. And then Weeks Dye Works 56 count Aztec red. Way awesome. And that was for a specific pattern. Let's see, do we have it? Oh. Well, it was for a pattern I bought. These Hands Across the Sea patterns, this is so sweet, this little one here. And I asked Nicola if this was the person who this chart is, and because she names her charts are named after real people, and she said no, in her research she imagines what they might look like, and a picture comes in her heart and mind about who Florence Law might have been and what she might have looked like. Lovely, absolutely lovely. This was a Brenda Gervais, the Beehive. It was the Beehive, and stitched on really small count. Look how it fits in a jar. And sometimes it's all about how we can. We don't have the wall space to hang everything up, and so how do you create these beautiful, sweet little vignettes? Now this is another Hands Across the Sea. Oh, this is the one actually that I bought this Aztec red for, is that this little pillow right here. And the story about this chart, that it's a lovely story. It was stitched by Oscar, who actually stitched this sampler on perforated paper to send to his family. The stories in this history were so amazing, so amazing. Now, some of this stuff was actually, some of these charts were given to us, but Needlework Press. And do you see how it's like hem-stitched and then how it's framed? I like the more non-traditional, trying to do some non-traditional stuff. This is going to be one of my first starts because I saw the model, and I actually thought that pincushion was like wool or cotton applique over the top, but no, it is actually cross-stitched. Of course, I'm putting my name on it. Ooh. And then thread. So thread, let me just show you. This wood smoke, I'm going to try two different kinds of black. One is 103, and the other is a Soie Surfine. And on the wood smoke as a sampler, it was gorgeous. So I'm going to try them both to see which one I like. And I bought a hank of Soie d'Alger red just because I've never bought one before. And it's a gorgeous red. Absolutely gorgeous red. And I believe, let me just look. This is the thread pack that I bought. Was it the thread pack for this? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's going to take me a while to sort it all out. So on top of that haul, not too bad. There was a lot of stitchers, not a lot, but there were some stitchers who were stitching on what was called a queen hoop. Well, I don't think that's going to be in my... it's hard to get them, you know, they're antique, they're gorgeous. I suppose if you started collecting them back when nobody really knew how awesome they were. But for the 56 count, I wanted a small hoop. And so there was this very reasonable clover hoop that I'm going to give a try. And that was this one here. Now, if someone wants to gift me a queen hoop, feel free. Feel free. So we were gifted this chart, and the actual models, the antique models were there, and it was done on perforated paper. Now we were also given a conversion if you wanted to do it on linen, but I definitely am going to give that bird a shot. One time I'm going to try on perforated paper. And we had the threads. See, I should have waited to shop after I got. And then the perforated paper. And she talked about, because I don't like the white, she talked about how you can distress it, because naturally the original was kind of brownish and it was gorgeous. So I'm going to give that perforated paper. We were given this beautiful, I want to just frame this. Beautiful, beautiful card. And we were gifted the bunny sampler. Going to be doing that one. Needlework Press gave us the alphabet. And I've always wanted the alphabet. And also, so you see that we were gifted almost more than what I purchased. This is made into a like a pocket, a needle pocket or booklet, and it gives you step by step how to create that. Saw the original of this, and the color was just gorgeous. And then this one here. So I received as many projects as I bought. And then we were given by Needlework Press this big sheet of paper. Well, I think that might be it. I think that would be it. Truly, truly, I would not pass up a workshop because it's not in your forte or desire, because there's so much more to a workshop. I love history, so the whole historical lectures that were given were fantastic. And it kind of encouraged you to give a little bit of it a try. I mean, when I walked in, I asked Janine, is there a prairie schooler stitcher here? And it turned out there were a lot, but you get to like a lot of different, kind of like your palate likes a lot of different variety of foods. That's the same in cross stitch. And it's not like you have to do, you can only be a sampler stitcher. No, you can only do, you know, heart to hand. You know, there's such a variety, and I'm so excited. It has altered even things that have nothing to do about cross stitch for me, and I am ecstatic about the opportunity to keep stepping forward in this world with my eyes and heart wide open, instead of becoming more closed in about my thoughts and judgments. So that was a gift, so much so that I probably am going to be going again to some workshop at the attic, because it was truly an extraordinary event. And so please get on to their newsletter. And as with all workshops across the United States and the world, they have different systems of signing up, and so you need to pay attention to that. But also know, if you end up on the wait list, life happens and people move up a wait list pretty darn fast. It was truly, truly, I just want to get my phone and make sure. Let's see. I think I buried my phone. I think I have buried my phone somewhere. Yeah. Oh well. Oh well. Well, we'll have another. Whatever I forgot, I will talk about again. I mean, meeting Nicola and Melissa, who made me laugh so hard it hurt, and Brenda, Judy, and Grace, and I mean, there were so many people that I have talked to, or our paths have crossed in different ways, that you got to spend more time. I mean, sitting with Pat and her niece, Pat from Lakeside Linen, was, you know, it was just really, it just opened my heart in a different way. So please don't limit yourself. This is the one life you get on this planet, and so enjoy every stitch. Love you guys. If I missed anything, see you next time around.